Hello developer, look your code, now back to me, now back your code, now back to me. Sadly, your code wasn't written by me, but if you switch to the right mindset, it could start looking like it was written by me. Look down.
Back up. Where are you? You're in front of a laptop with a pull request that your pull request could look like.
What's in your hand? Back to me. I have it. It's all the tools you would wish you would know. Look again, the tools are turning now to code. Anything is possible with a successful programmer's mindset.
I am not Isaiah nor Terry Crews, but what I have learned working with some of the most proficient engineers like Adam Wolf, who was a director of engineering at Meta and later on the VP of engineering at Robinhood, whom you will hear more from later in this video, is that having the right mindset is the single most important thing that down the road differentiates those who are great programmers from all the rest. To cultivate the mindset of a successful software engineer, first, what is a successful software engineer? Ideally, a successful software engineer is someone who can adapt and deliver on any task that is thrown at them, but they also understand the needs of their stakeholders and know what to prioritize. And on top of that, they do all of this efficiently and in a timely manner. I basically describe the dream of any engineering manager. Now, the reason mindset is so important is because with the wrong mindset, which is common and I had it myself, we are shooting ourselves in the foot, and instead of growing into a successful engineer with those traits, we painfully stay in the same place. With the wrong mindset, you would end up comparing yourself to others and subconsciously accepting that you are simply not as good as others. Well, not if you have a successful engineer's mindset. To be able to adapt and deliver more impactful and complicated projects, you would need to become better. The skills that got you to where you are today are not the skills that will take you where you want to go. I didn't realize it, but at work, I would sort of believe that there is a potential totem pole that everyone, including myself, is placed somewhere on. Some will be able to become staff engineers, directors, and beyond, while some will struggle to perform on the senior level. My belief was not only limiting, but also wrong. Many studies have shown how our own belief of whether our abilities are fixed or not dramatically determine our performance and growth over time. Those who believe that hard work and effort is the cause for them improving rather than innate ability or talent ended up challenging themselves more and continuously improving and outperforming those who believed that it was talent, and this was shown universally, whether it was math, football, or public speaking. Not only those with the fixed mindset were outperformed, they would also avoid challenges and over time regress. If you're wondering what sets the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset, well, it's the compliments that you would hear about yourself and others as you go through life. If you heard more of the "he's so smart, she's so talented, X percentage of people have Y amount of IQ," then your perspective aligns and you would develop a fixed mindset. On the other hand, if you were complimented about a success you had by being told it was your effort and hard work that got you there, or if you heard how the success of others was attributed for their hard work, you would instead develop a growth mindset. The really strong software engineers I've got to and still get to work with have this trait deeply ingrained in them. But the good news is that now, as you become aware of this, you can confidently tell yourself, since there is so much compelling and universal evidence, that it's through the effort and hard work that comes with challenging yourself that you grow beyond your current ability.
You work hard and you get results. That's how it happens.
I was very fortunate to have a one-on-one conversation with Adam Wolf, who was the director of engineering at Facebook, now Meta, and later the VP of engineering at Robinhood. I asked him, from having managed teams of hundreds and thousands of engineers, what set the best ones, though, that keep getting promoted from the rest? His answer was domain knowledge. Engineers that know the business they're working in very well and understand the needs of the customers and stakeholders are able to be visionaries that understand not only how to do things, but what are the best, most impactful things that they can do. That makes them indispensable to the management, and their opinion and thoughts are invaluable during team discussions. So then I followed up by asking him, how do you achieve such domain knowledge? And he used an onion as an analogy. You are the root of the onion. Your team is the first layer. Adjacent teams and product managers within your team are in the next layer, and you go through all the layers until you reach the outermost layer, which are the customers your company is servicing. You first consistently dedicate time to learn about where your team fits within the organization, what are all the applications and services you own, and learn them well. Then you go through adjacent teams and what they own, your team's stakeholders, and rinse and repeat until you know exactly what the customer needs and how your team and the department your team is in relates to that need, and everything that goes between these two ends. No matter where you work and how experienced you are, you will always have colleagues around you that know more than you about something. The simplest example is when you just get started, you won't just be a newbie yourself, but your setup will also be a newbie's setup. And I'm not talking about some fancy monitor. My Mac's monitor alone has worked perfectly fine. I mean the setup of your IDE or code editor, your terminal, and so on. As you gain more experience, you need to be aware of things that take time or are repetitive and either optimize or automate them through scripts, plugins, and configurations. Don't artificially load up your code editor with lots of plugins. Whichever editor you choose, use and let the need come first before you add anything else. This is not just so that you don't clutter your environment, but more so that you can slowly learn to use a feature or whatever you have configured. I put 1 hour on my work's calendar once a month on a Friday to look at my setup to see what I can automate or make faster. The 3 things you should start with are your code editor, the terminal you use, and your local development workflow, meaning how well you can mimic the environment that the code runs in production. For example, if it runs on Kubernetes, you would want to use a tool like Kind that enables you to mimic a Kubernetes cluster locally and understand it well. If you're not sure, reach out to a senior engineer on your team. Let them know that you're trying to set up your development environment and would appreciate if they walk you through how they write code and develop locally for a couple of minutes, and you'll get off to a good start. And so this part covers the third and last trait of a successful software engineer I mentioned in the beginning, which was efficiency. And with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.